Have you ever just wondered what the world would be like without us? I don't mean gone forever, but what if we were just away for a while? Imagine if every single person on Earth went into a deep, deep sleep for 1,000 years, leaving our cities, our tech, everything completely on its own. What would actually happen?
Okay, so let's set the scene. The entire human race decides to head down into these massive underground bunkers. We set one giant, collective alarm clock for 10 centuries in the future, and we all just say good night. Nobody's left topside to keep the lights on. So what happens to the world we left behind? Well, let's dive in and find out.
The second that last person falls asleep, the clock starts ticking. And believe me, the changes are immediate, and they are dramatic. The world we spent centuries building, it starts to unravel almost instantly. Our control over the planet just evaporates with shocking speed. Within a single day, a global blackout hits. Power grids fail. Cities go dark. The one exception? Las Vegas, which holds on for a little while thanks to a hydroelectric dam. A weekend, our homes are being raided by raccoons and other scavengers. A month in, zoo fences lose power, and lions become the new kings of our concrete jungles. And by the end of year one, massive cargo ships break their ropes and just become ghost ships, drifting out into the ocean. It is pure chaos. Okay, so after that initial chaos, a whole new phase begins. This is where nature starts to take over. And I don't mean it just kind of creeps back in. No, it aggressively reclaims what was always hers. And our world starts to look very, very different.
Get this, just 5 years in, our cities are draped in green. Ivy is literally smothering skyscrapers, and wildflowers are pushing right up through the concrete. That constant hum of traffic we're all used to, it's gone, replaced by birdsong in the wind. And yeah, by now, even the lights of Las Vegas have finally flickered out.
A decade in, things get even wilder. Without any maintenance, our huge dams start to fail. Water just surges through, turning city streets into actual rivers, teeming with fish. And cities that were built on reclaimed marshes, places like London and Amsterdam, they start their slow, inevitable journey back into the water. The consequences of us being gone get kind of strange. Unchecked forest fires eventually reach old fireworks warehouses, setting off these spectacular light shows for an audience of, well, zero. And high above us, the International Space Station tumbles out of orbit, and our thousands of satellites start falling, burning up in the atmosphere like a bizarre man-made meteor shower. But here's a detail that is just... it's haunting. And it's beautiful at the same time. 50 years in, you can still hear human voices. It's not us, of course. It's the parrots. The ones who remembered us are still repeating the phrases we taught them, little echoes of our lost world. So, as nature is thriving, the exact opposite is happening to our legacy. All those things we built to last, our greatest monuments, our proudest achievements, they're now entering a century of slow, inevitable decay. 100 years. We're only 10% of the way through this whole experiment. But the world we left behind is already becoming a ruin. And our biggest icons are the first to go. Corrosion and earthquakes bring down the Golden Gate and the Brooklyn bridges. Big Ben crumbles. Even priceless art isn't safe. The Mona Lisa, once her protective glass is breached, is slowly consumed by bacteria and insects. Gone. 300 years go by. But it's not just our physical structures that are vanishing now. Something far more fundamental is being lost. Basically everything we ever know. I mean, think about it. Our entire digital civilization, it's all stored on these fragile little things that just fade away. Flash drives, CDs, hard drives, none of it lasts. Even every single book ever written eventually succumbs to damp and decay. It's a pretty stark reminder of how fragile our information age really is. Our entire recorded history, our culture, our scientific knowledge, just erased. So, what's left after half a millennium? As we get closer to the end of our 1,000-year nap, the world has become a place that we would barely recognize. The transformation of our cities is just staggering. At the 500-year mark, Washington, D.C. is no longer a seat of power, it's a sprawling swamp. Los Angeles has completely reverted to a desert savanna. And those romantic canals of Venice, they're now nothing but underwater ruins. By the time the 1,000 years are up, our modern cities are little more than green-colored piles of rubble. But here's the incredible irony.
The stuff built by ancient civilizations, like the pyramids of Giza and the Great Wall of China, they're still standing. They were built with simple, massive materials, stone on stone, designed to fight gravity. Our steel and glass towers, they relied on constant maintenance. We weren't around to provide. Our most advanced creations turned out to be the least durable. So what is our most enduring legacy? Well, it's not on Earth at all. In the perfect vacuum of space, the lunar rovers we left on the moon remain almost perfectly preserved. It's wild, but they might be the only clear evidence left that our civilization ever even existed. Just think about that.
And then, after 1,000 years, the alarm clock finally rings. Humanity awakens, has a good long stretch, and gets ready to return to the surface to face a completely reborn world. But let's just remember, why did we do this in the first place? It wasn't an accident, it was an intentional act. Humanity decided to give the planet a break, a 1,000-year sabbatical, to let the atmosphere, the oceans, and all its creatures heal from our impact. So, the big question, was it worth it? The results are complicated. On the one hand, the planet is so much healthier. The atmosphere is cleared, animal populations are restored, and unbelievably, almost all of our plastic waste has decomposed. But on the other hand, all the toxic stuff we buried is still there, a ticking time bomb. And the cost was immense. Our entire history is gone, and civilization has to be rebuilt completely from scratch. So we wake up to a clean slate, a second chance. You could say humanity gets a mulligan. And the final, and really the most important question is, what will we do with it?